Today, we're going to take a few minutes and talk about quarterbacks currently in the transfer portal, whether it's guys that are committed or enrolled, or guys who are still uncommitted and looking for a place to land. And if you're like me, it's been hard to keep track of everyone entering the portal. It seems like a guy each. It was a guy each day, and now it's a guy each week. So maybe it's slowing down a bit. But once spring rolls around and there's some writings on the wall as far as positions and jobs and who's where in the pecking order or the depth chart, I expect more of another influx essentially of transfer portal entries. But hopefully this video helps help me understand or help me keep track of who was going where, doing research. So hopefully it does the same for you and keeps you in the loop of things. So with all that said, let's go ahead and just briefly talk about guys that are committed / enrolled, and then guys who are looking for a place to land still. So no film breakdown today, just some talking and kind of catching up on guys in the portal. So we're not going to hit everyone, of course, because I think over 100 quarterbacks in the portal right now, but we will touch on at least the main 9 names, right? So real quick, Quinn Ewers, probably the guy that people know most about, the Ohio State transfer going to Texas, landing at Texas. So I'm not going to spend too much time on that for the simple fact it's been covered and been covered a lot. And so if you want more information on can't talk. Long day on Quinn Ewers, #1 high school prospect in the nation, left early to go to Ohio State, and now transferred to Texas after C.J. Stroud had a huge year. Big-time talent, and Texas, I'm sure, is thrilled. But again, won't spend too much time. You can go check him out. Cameron Ward, someone I want to talk about. He is the quarterback from Incarnate Word FCS school here in San Antonio, Texas. I say here because I'm in Austin, so fairly close. And he has committed, I believe, not enrolled, but committed, regardless, one of the two, to Washington State. I think it's a big get. There are a ton of big-time schools after him, a lot of offers after him. He put up huge numbers. He started as a freshman and I think it was a sophomore year, I believe, but huge numbers he put up on Incarnate Word. Outstanding quarterback, can really sling the rock. So Washington State got a good one there. A huge pickup. Maybe a guy you haven't heard of, but I think a big pickup. Dylan Gabriel, of course, going from UCF, went to UCLA for a few weeks, right? Or at least committed to UCLA for a few weeks, and then is now ended up at Oklahoma. I think he's going to be a real good fit in Jeff Lebby's system. We actually did a video breakdown going through Gabriel's how he fits in that system and what he did with Lebby in 2019 when Lebby was the OC, right? So I think he's going to be a good fit with OU and what they're trying to accomplish there. Next on the list, we're going to talk about who we got. Spencer Rattler, right? Again, we did a video breakdown on him and how he fits with South Carolina. South Carolina just needs a guy that is above average or just average, just an average quarterback, and they could do some pretty good things here. So could be a good situation for Rattler, kind of a new change of what's the saying? New scenery, right? So I think it's a good pickup for South Carolina. And again, even if they just get average play, I think it's an improvement from what they've had the past few years, right? So again, good pickup there for South Carolina. Max Johnson going to Texas A&M, going to be a 3-way battle there. They'll have Haynes King coming back. They got a stud freshman coming in, and then they had another freshman come in last year who's pretty highly thought of as well. But Max Johnson. Good season for LSU this past year, especially with every team knowing he was passing the ball. I thought he played well, especially with the team shutting down the run game. So it should be a very interesting competition there. And again, we did a video breakdown of Johnson going to A&M and how he fits in with Jimbo's system that you can find in our old videos. Keaton Slovis, USC going to Pitt. I think, again, just like Spencer Rattler, a little change of scenery could be good for him, especially seeing what Pickett was able to do at Pitt this past year. Slovis, with the idea of going to do wanting to do something similar. Moving on to who Nebraska's gotten, because they got 2. They got Casey Thompson from Texas, the quarterback who started the majority of the games. He split time with Hudson Card, but he got the majority of the playing time and had some really nice moments, I might add. And then you have Chubba Purdy, the Florida State backup, I believe, who was hurt this year, but he's transferred there as well. He's the backup from younger brother of Brock Purdy, but was a backup at Florida State. So I don't know if he's enrolled yet, but I know he's committed there. So again, I think Casey Thompson's probably a good, I don't want to call him a carryover or a holdover, because I think he's going to be he's potentially be an upgrade, right, from Adrian Martinez. He's going to take better care of the ball, most likely. But I think you have him, and then you have Purdy, who is someone who can kind of learn and develop as Thompson is the starter this year. At least Nebraska's hoping Purdy can come in and learn and develop. Connor Bazelak going to Indiana from Mizzou quarterback. This is another interesting one. Robbie Ashford from Oregon, and then Zach Calzada from Texas A&M going to Auburn, joining that quarterback battle with TJ Finley. And then is it Demetrius Davis? I hope I'm not butchering that first name, but the stud freshman from Houston, who I think could be a really good quarterback. But I digress. Ashford from Oregon, and I just messed up. Oh, yeah, and Calzada from Texas A&M. Of course, Calzada, the quarterback who led A&M to beat Alabama. Had some good moments this year, right? So, again, you got a quarterback competition, 3 or 4 guys that's going to be in the mix for next year at Auburn. Very interesting. I think Auburn always has interesting quarterback competitions, just interesting things in general because it's Auburn. Another nice pickup was John Rice Plumley from Ole Miss to UCF. I think UCF fans should be really excited about that. John Rice Plumley, of course, being the starting quarterback at Ole Miss 3 years ago, right? Yeah, 3 years ago in 2019. Yeah, 2019. If you remember, he a phenomenal athlete, played baseball as well. And then, of course, Matt Corral came and took over with a new coaching change. But Plumley, an athletic running quarterback, should fit in well with Malzahn's offense at UCF. Bo Nix going to Oregon. Again, another interesting one, right? Excuse me, I can talk too fast at times. But Bo Nix going to Oregon, another really fascinating one. It's technically a quarterback competition, right? With that young quarterback, is it Ty Thompson? Hope I'm not butchering that, but he was a young stud freshman coming in. So you have Bo Nix and Thompson competing. Bo Nix probably going to be the guy moving forward, but again, like some of these other quarterbacks, a change of scenery could be good for Nix. Showed some good things this past year, I thought, but again, some inconsistencies plagued him. But again, change of scenery could be good. Grant Wells, the former Marshall quarterback who did some nice things, transferred into Virginia Tech. Jason Brown started a few games for South Carolina this past year, was FCS guy the years before that. He is going to Virginia Tech as well, so you got 2 quarterbacks transferring there. Adrian Martinez, the former Nebraska quarterback, going to Kansas State. Again, like a lot of these guys, could be the change of scenery, could be good for Martinez. He showed some things at Nebraska that are attractable tools as quarterback, but just the turnovers and inconsistencies kind of plagued him, kind of like Bo Nix, right? Showed some things, showed some high-talented, high-end potential, but then the inconsistencies kind of plagued him. Jack Plummer, right? Not Jake, yeah, Jack Plummer from Purdue, right? Yeah, going to Cal. Then you got Jack Miller, one of the Ohio State's backup quarterbacks. I think he was maybe 3rd string, but he was in the competition this past year for the starting job before C.J. Stroud, of course, won it. He's going to Florida. I think that's a big get for Florida. I think he's a talented guy, and he'll be competing with Anthony Richardson, who's a stud in his own right. That's going to be a fun competition to talk about. Another one that's probably going to be low-key is Maddox Kopp from the University of Houston. He was a decently big-time recruit, had a lot of Power 5 offers, chose U of H, and now is going to Colorado. I think it's a big get for Colorado. They struggled passing the ball this year, adding a talented quarterback back like Kopp into the mix, Texas kid. He's probably envisioning he can come in and start and pick it up. So, again, another competition at Colorado, but Maddox Kopp, a guy to just remember, an underrated guy, but I think is a good get for him. A few of the guys, as I mentioned, Ben Bryant was at Cincy, went to Eastern Michigan, now he's back at Cincy. He was a pretty talented guy, but they got a stud young quarterback as well. The name slips my mind, but he was a big-time recruit learning from Desmond Ridder, so that's a good competition for Cincy. Then another guy, Levi Williams, the Wyoming quarterback, finished the year real strong, transferred to Utah State. Just thought I would throw that in there. Guys not committed. I only have 2 on the list right now. I guess I should add one more, JT Daniels, but we got 3 guys not committed that are probably drawing a lot of attention. Caleb Williams, of course, and things are looking like it's USC, I would imagine, from what we hear. But again, we're not that type of channel. We don't put our ears down and try to get breaking news. We do more film breakdowns. But Caleb Williams, of course, Jackson Dart, the USC quarterback. We had some good moments this year whenever Slovis went down and Dart went in. I think Dart actually got injured, but had some really good moments whenever he played. A lot of rumors about him ending up at several different schools. He's a talented guy. And then, of course, JT Daniels from Georgia is in the portal as well. He is not committed. So the non-committed guys, Caleb Williams, Jackson Dart, JT Daniels, for now, right? As I'm speaking and making this video, there could be updates happening left and right. Guys could be decommitting that I talked about who are already committed, and more guys could be joining the portal. So, again, this isn't even a handful of the guys that are in the portal. These are kind of the more well-known guys, and some of the guys I think are worth keeping your eye on. There's a few other guys that I probably should have mentioned that I did not, but just to try to keep this video kind of quick, just to update y'all. So I hope this was kind of a quick semi-update for y'all. But let us know, who are you excited about? What guys are you excited about entering where? Let us know in the comments below. And again, if you like this video, usually it's film breakdowns we do, but if you like any quarterback-related content, just consider subscribing to the channel. It does help us. And if you like the video, like it. I know it was just me talking, so I apologize. Next time, I promise, will be a quarterback breakdown. Let us know if you want anyone specific from the portal, and we'll see you next time on the next quarterback-related video.